Hello everyone, and welcome to another ArcGIS Pro tutorial video. And in this video we're going to continue with part 2 of Activity 6, looking at georeferencing in ArcGIS Pro. And so what you should have had from the previous part is the UAS image and the GPS training data. And basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing georeferencing, where we're going to click on a point in the image and then we're going to click on one of these ground control points in the GPS dataset to force the software to make them the same. And as we add more of these points, it's going to actually move the image from the middle of nowhere that it is now to where it's actually supposed to be. So let's go ahead and look at how we're going to go about doing that. The first thing we need to do is we need to make sure that the UAS image original.tif is highlighted. So you do that by clicking it, and you'll see that we have that blue box around it. And you'll see that up top here we have the imagery tab. So with the image highlighted, we're going to click the imagery tab. And then you'll see along the left hand side here, there's this georeference button. We're going to click this because, as it says, it will start georeferencing. So the selected raster layer. So this is our raster layer, georeference. Okay. So now once you do that, you'll see that this tab, the georeference tab here, has appeared, and we have all of these different tools available to us. We're only going to be using one for now, and that's going to be the Add Control Points tool. We're going to turn off auto apply. This is just going to help keep the computer from crashing, just because auto apply, although very, very useful, has a tendency to cause computers to crash if you don't have good enough hardware. So we're going to turn that off just for sanity reasons. And then we're going to use the Add Control Points button. So we're going to click Add Control Points. And when we do that, you'll see that our cursor has now changed from the hand or the mouse to this crosshair with a point. And it says from point source underneath it. So again, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be using the control points in the image, and then we're going to be clicking on one of those, and then we're going to be clicking on the corresponding one of these green GPS points. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click on the image, we're going to go zoom to layer, and we're going to try and find the first control point that we want to use, which is going to be, and again, I'm using the reference image from the activity to help guide me here. So I know there's going to be a reference point somewhere in here, so I'm going to zoom in, just scrolling the middle mouse wheel. Okay. And so what I'm looking for is this little orange tile right here. This is what the ground control point looks like in the image. So as I zoom in, I'm going to try and get as close to the center as I possibly can. I'm going to left click, and you'll see that I've got that red square and then this dashed line. So what I've done is I've anchored this control point in the source image, which is going to be inside of the red square. So you'll see now that it switches from to source to target. So the target is going to be the GPS point of the data for the GPS training. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to zoom to layer. So now you'll see we're back with the GPS points. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click right here because I know that that is the same point. So if I click that, you'll see now that we have a green sort of cross. That's telling me that I've successfully created one GPS point. So I clicked on the image first, then I clicked on the GPS point that was associated with it. Okay. So now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to find another one so that I can start to move things. So again, it says from, so my cursor says from point source, means I'm going to be clicking on the image again. So I'm going to right click on the image, I'm going to go zoom to layer. I'm going to find another one of the points. So the big thing to note here is that we have this red X here. This is the point where we clicked before. So we want to find a different point. So again, I'm using the instructions, that image, as a guide. I know that there's going to be a point somewhere in this line here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to zoom down in. And again, I'm looking for these orange dots right here. So you see this orange dot? This is going to be the tile. So I'm going to zoom in again. I want to get as close to the center as I possibly can. I'm going to right click on that, or sorry, left click on that. And you'll see that it says, now it said from point source because I clicked. I have the red square and the dashed line. Now it says 2-point target, and the target is going to be the GPS training. So I'm going to right click. I'm going to zoom to layer. And so I know from what I just did that this is actually going to be this point right here. So I'm going to click that. And you'll see that again, we've created that green circle with the green cross, indicating that we've created a second point. So what I'm going to do now to make my life easier is I'm going to click this apply button. And what apply is going to do is it's going to take the points that we've already generated, so these 2 points here, and it's going to pull the image to those points. When I click it, it'll make some more sense. So if I click apply, you'll see the image has shown up here. Now this is going to make our life a lot easier because the more control points we add, right, the more of these green points we use, the more closely related the image is going to be to these green points, which means it's going to be easier and easier for us to find the tiles. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the one over here first. So as I zoom in, right, you'll see we can already see the orange tile here, and we know that this is the point it needs to go to. So again, I'm going to zoom in because we're from point source, which means click on the image. So click on the image first, then click on the point second. Okay. And I'm going to click apply to make that work. Okay. Same thing again, from points, and so from point source means click on the image. I'm going to do this one over here. So if we zoom in, we can see that this is the tile right here. Click from point source, click 2-point target, click apply. Okay. So now we're just going to go through and we're going to continue to get until all of the green points have been used. So we're going to zoom here, and you'll see that as we do this, the points get closer, so it becomes easier to use and find the tiles. So from point source means click on the image. 2-point target means click on the GPS point associated. And then we're going to click apply to pull them together. So now that we've got a few points, what you're going to notice is that the green circle and the red circle are no longer on top of each other. And this has to do with the error that's associated with this process. Basically what's happening is, as we're continuing to do this, the computer is determining what solution best fits together all of the data that we've given it. And the thing is, because of the way that we're doing this, there is no perfect solution. So it's introducing as little error as possible, and these differences, and if we zoom in far enough, you'll see a little black line here. That is the error that it is coming up with. Okay, and you'll notice the error is actually explicitly stated up here. For forward error, that is the error in meters. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish these up, trying to get the ones that we haven't done yet. So I'm using the green points as a reference because they're going to be really close. And we're just going to find the orange tile, and we're going to zoom in really close, click on the center of the orange tile, because we click on the image first, and then we click on the point second. I'm just going to do all the rest of these really quickly. All right, zoom in. Find the tile, find the point. zoom in, find the tile, find the point, okay, and then zoom in, find the tile, find the point. Okay, so at this point we should have all of the points used. It looks like we do. I'm going to click apply one last time. Okay. So now that we have all of the points in place, you'll see that it's starting to line up with the base map. So if you look at the base map, you can see that we have the roadway that runs like that, and you can see it's starting to line up much better. And to end this tutorial video for this part, we're going to click the control point table. And this is going to give us all of the points that we've used. And we should have a total of 9 points at the end, just to make sure that we have the all of the control points. So in the next video, we're going to go about saving this and assessing the accuracy. So hopefully this made sense. And if you have any questions, again, remember image, then point, image, then point. You want to click on the center of the orange tile and then the corresponding GPS training data. Hopefully this made sense. And as always, if you have any questions, please reach out. Thank you.